how to survive when the system wants you dependent. The shelves are empty, and buying the wrong gear puts a digital target on your back. The world hasn't ended yet, but it's cracking. And you're trying to prepare. Smart. Except here's the part nobody mentions while you're clicking add to cart on that bulk ammo or night vision scope. Someone's watching. Not your neighbor, not some tinfoil conspiracy. The system itself. Algorithms, databases, watch lists. You think you're being responsible, stocking up, getting self-reliant. But certain items, they light you up like a flare in the dark. This is the prepper blacklist, the gear they don't want you buying. And by the time you realize why, it's too late. You're already on the list. Let's start with the big one, night vision and thermal optics. You want to see in the dark. Makes sense. Predators hunt at night. So do people. A PVS-14 monocular, a thermal scope, seems like smart survival tech, right? Wrong. To them, it's a challenge, a direct threat to their monopoly on force after sundown. These aren't just gadgets. They fall under ITAR, International Traffic in Arms Regulations, military grade. Every single purchase is logged. Sellers keep records. Those records get shared. You're not just another customer. You're a person of interest. Why? Because you just bought the same advantage Special Forces trained years to master. You own the night now, and that terrifies them. In a collapse, darkness is their ally. Curfews.
Raids. Control. You just opted out. Congrats. You're flagged. Next, high-capacity fuel storage. Not a couple jerry cans in the garage. We're talking 55-gallon drums, stationary tanks, diesel, gasoline, hundreds of gallons. Energy is everything. Transportation, heat, power, communication. Stockpile it and you've built a private reserve. You're decoupled from the supply chain they control. In a crisis, they ration fuel, shut down pumps, decide who moves and who doesn't. Your 250-gallon tank, it bypasses that mechanism entirely. You've got weeks of generator runtime, mobility, independence. And they know hazmat shipping logs, fire marshal inspections, DHS reporting requirements. It's all tracked. And when things go sideways, laws allow seizure of critical resources. Your diesel tank sits at the top of that list. They have your address. You made them a map. Your foresight becomes their resupply depot. Then there's medical supplies. And I'm not talking Band-Aids. I'm talking antibiotics, surgical kits, bulk trauma gear, chest seals by the case, hemostatic gauze, suture kits, fish antibiotics in bulk. The algorithms see patterns, repeat purchases, large orders. You're not prepping a first aid kit. You're building a field hospital. And that's a problem. Why? Because operating outside the medical system is a massive red flag. They want you dependent. A personal trauma kit? Fine. A dozen surgical kits and cases of Israeli bandages? Now you're prepping for mass casualties. Violent conflict. You've crossed the invisible line from model citizen to potential domestic threat. They want you prepared enough to not be a burden, but not so prepared you can operate independently. You just became too independent. And finally, encrypted radios, secure comms, off-grid communication. In a world where every call, text, and email gets vacuumed into servers, truly private conversation is a radical act. Encrypted radios let you talk without them listening, and that scares them. Scrambling your signal creates a block spot on their map, a cone of silence. Buy military-grade encrypted sets or high-end ham radios with digital modes, and you challenge their monopoly on surveillance. You're flagged for the capability to be private. In a crisis, earthquakes, blackouts, unrest, cell networks overload or go dark. How do you coordinate? Check on family? Run a search party? Radios. But they track the sales, the forums, the chatter. In emergencies, they control the flow of information. They want to be the only source of orders. A citizen network with secure comms breaks that control. Expect visits.
Let's continue with large-scale water filtration systems. Not a Brita pitcher.
Industrial reverse osmosis. Systems purifying hundreds or thousands of gallons. Water trumps food and shelter. After disasters, clean water becomes critical infrastructure, and critical infrastructure gets commandeered, controlled, seized. Your $3,000 filtration setup? In their eyes, it's a community asset, not yours, theirs. You built it, they'll take it. For the greater good, of course. Protective equipment and preparedness gear. Designed for safety, right? Interestingly, regulatory frameworks often categorize these items differently. In various jurisdictions, purchasing restrictions have evolved. When you acquire protective plates or carriers, these transactions may be documented alongside other preparedness purchases. Combined with other specialized equipment, your purchasing patterns become more visible in databases. You're not just planning ahead, you're creating a detailed preparedness profile that agencies can review. Now, let's discuss ammunition supplies and reloading components. Standard quantities versus bulk purchases are treated quite differently by tracking systems. Larger volume orders and the equipment to manufacture your own supplies create distinct data patterns. Each purchase, whether factory ammunition, reloading primers, or propellant powder, generates transaction records. Financial institutions have reporting thresholds for certain purchases. Automated systems identify patterns in recurring bulk orders. This creates a comprehensive digital record of your preparedness activities. Reloading components receive particular attention since they represent self-sufficiency. Regulatory agencies monitor primers, powder, and projectiles through various mechanisms: purchase limits, taxation structures, and supply chain oversight. Each transaction contributes to your documented preparedness profile. You're building capability while simultaneously creating a detailed purchasing history that remains accessible to authorities. Drones, aerial surveillance, situational awareness, a massive force multiplier. Scout your property, check roads, spot threats at distance, which is exactly why they want a monopoly on it. Registration. Expanding no-fly zones. Remote ID broadcasting your location in real time. Manufacturers keep flight logs, GPS tracks, even video, subpoena ready. In a crisis, unauthorized eyes get grounded, confiscated, for responder safety. The real reason? To blind you, control the narrative. A drone grants you truth, unfiltered, but it leaves a digital breadcrumb trail straight to your door. Advantage and exposure. Both. Bulk seeds in small-scale farming gear. Seem innocent, right? Until shortages hit. Food independence is the ultimate leverage. He who controls food controls people. Buying 50-pound bags of grain, massive heirloom seed orders, walk-behind tractors, it signals parallel infrastructure. In a crisis, expect redirection, nationalization, seizure, rationing. Your seeds, your tiller, your harvest, declared community assets. Not tracked like firearms yet, but the trail exists. Large agricultural purchases paint you as someone who can operate outside the system. When it breaks, they'll come, not to ask for help, to take control. And finally, the quietest blacklist item, precious metals, gold, silver, real, tangible wealth. History shows the precedent. Executive Order 6102, April 5, 1933. Americans forced to turn in gold for paper. Refuse? Massive fines. Prison. Today, large dealer transactions trigger reporting. Anti-money laundering laws, know your customer laws, they track flows of real money. They know who's building a personal Fort Knox. In a crisis, capital controls and digital-only mandates can turn metals into block market contraband overnight. Roadblocks, scanners, seizures, the tech and the motive exist. Owning gold and silver is smart, but understand, you hold something the state claims a right to in emergencies. The more you buy, the more you glow on their grid. So here's the list: night vision and thermal optics, high-capacity fuel storage, certain medical supplies, encrypted radios, large-scale water filtration, body armor, bulk ammo and reloading supplies, drones, bulk seeds and farming equipment, and precious metals. Each item makes sense, but together, they build a profile. You're painting a picture, and someone is always watching. The more visibly prepared you are, the more you stand out. In a world where conformity is safety, standing out is the last thing you want.
Prepping isn't just what you have, it's who knows you have it. The master skill? Operational security. Get what you need quietly, discreetly, under the radar. Your greatest strength is your anonymity. The more attention you draw, the bigger the target you become. Stay quiet, stay hidden, stay prepared. And whatever you do, don't let them know you're ready.